welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. So today I'm doing something a little different. So if you hear noises in the background, like we're outside, because we are outside, I just wanted to do something a little different today. And I'm going to tell you a little story. So you might see someone sitting beside me. That is my honey, my husband, Marlon.
Hi.
Hey, hi. So I know I've mentioned him quite a few times in my videos, and I did a whole video about him and his accomplishments, which I'm super proud. But today's video is not about that, but check out the creative genius shirt that he has on though.
Product placement.
November 1st, DVDs in Walmart. Okay, I'm done.
Product placement.
I'm done. Today is a story time. And I wanted to tell you how we met, because I think we have a pretty unique story. We didn't meet in the normal way that couples, meet. So as you know, I'm from England, born and raised. Marlon is American, was born and raised in America, but we both have Jamaican heritage. Our whole families, mine and his, are Jamaican. So that's the connection that we have.
Yeah.
So how we met was I was 18 actually in England.
Barely legal.
I was legal in England. By the time you're 18 in England, you're legal to do anything you want to do pretty much. It's only in America where you have to be pretty much 21 to like live your life. So anyway, I was 18 and I was throwing an 18th birthday party. Marlon was in England visiting his cousin. He was on vacation. So she calls me up and she's like, hey, my cousin is here. Can I bring him to your party? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. The more the merrier.
Shout out to Rashida.
Shout out to Rashida. She is the one that put us together. Love you.
Love you, cuz.
So yeah, she invited him to my birthday party. He came. As I said, it was my 18th, so I was having a good time.
She was drunk and high.
What? Mom, I wasn't. Just a little tipsy, okay, if you're watching this. Oh my God. But I was a little incoherent, let's just say that. So I remember meeting him. But, I was having a good time. So a couple days later, right?
Mm-hmm.
I meet him again at Rashida's house, his cousin. And we just kind of hit it off. We started talking like we had known each other forever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about everything from
Music, TV, movies.
Yeah.
I was just really trying to get to her. I was just trying to say anything.
We got along like we were best friends anyway, put it that way. And he was gonna be in England for like another week and a half or something.
No, I was actually there for a month.
For a month, sorry.
So we went the first week. I was like the second day. The second day I was in England, I went to her birthday party. Mm-hmm. Then 2 days later, she came over to my cousin's house, and that's how we really coherently met each other. Because somebody was a little.
Okay, we don't have to keep repeating that. It was my 18th. I was having a good time. Whatever.
Yeah, Toa.
So anyway, we met again at Rashida's, hit it off. I spent pretty much every day with him that I wasn't at work or at school or something. I was with Marlon while he was in England. And then it came to the time where it was time for him to leave. And you would think that, it's just a summer fling, that we're never going to see each other again, we're never going to talk to each other again, that's going to be it. So but in my heart I felt like a twinge of something, like, oh my gosh, he's leaving, I'm going to miss him. So that was my first indication that, okay, maybe I actually really like this guy.
And my indication was that I didn't want to leave, so I kind of knew that this one was special.
Oh,
so,
I'm special.
Yeah, special.
So he left anyway, and I was thinking that was it. I would never hear from him again. But a couple days later, my house phone is ringing. My mom picks it up, and she's like, Sheena, Marlon is calling for you. What? Who?
I told her I'll call. I don't know why she acting all surprised.
I was surprised, y'all. I was like, Marlon is calling? So from that day forward, we spoke a few times a week, and just imagine, my phone bill was absolutely crazy.
This was before cell phones, so
right.
yeah,
this was before even like the internet was, and email was even really popping off, right? So we spent a lot of time on the phone, and that's how we dated, pretty much. Not even pretty much. That is how we dated. We literally got to know each other, from front to back over the phone, and writing letters. We were old school, and we wrote letters to each other. And
I still got them.
Yeah, very romantic. So that is how we dated, pretty much, was through letters. So then it came to the point where it was like, okay, we need to see each other again. It was getting too hard. I was crying and emotional. I was a wreck.
So I had a plan. When I came back from England, I just knew that I needed to get back, and I was not going to pay a full price ticket. So my genius idea was to start working for Continental Airlines. And I started working for Continental Airlines like a month after I came back from England, with the sole intention to take a cheap ticket back to England so I could see this girl.
Isn't that phenomenal? No, in all seriousness, who does that?
So I was working two jobs.
Does that? He was working 2 jobs just so that he could get a cheap ticket to come back to England to see me. Like, that right there, was one of the factors that sealed the deal for me. When a man would go out of his way to work 2 jobs, build up money, to get a ticket to come and see me, it was insane. I couldn't believe it.
So 6 months later, I was back on the airplane, back to England, back to Birmingham, to see the love of my life.
He was here, or not here, he was in England for 2 whole weeks. I lived with my mom at the time, but when I tell you, I wasn't at home. I literally moved out of my house for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
And went and stayed with him at his cousin's house at Rashida's, and also Sherilyn, his other cousin. We were inseparable. Like, if you're Jamaican, if you know the saying, Atty and Bench, that was what we were. We were inseparable. So, after the 2 weeks were up and it was time for him to go. Again. I was heartbroken. I was at the airport crying like a baby. I was crying like somebody literally ripped my heart out of my chest. At that point, I can definitely say that I was in love. I loved this man. How could I not? I knew him inside and out. We meshed so well. Our music tastes, our values, our morals, everything just lined up perfectly. And he was leaving me again. And we didn't know when we would see each other again. We literally did not know when we would see each other.
And I think the thing that made it work so well is that I wasn't looking for a long-term relationship.
I definitely wasn't. I just got out of a relationship that wasn't that great. So yeah.
But yeah, it was just one of those things where we just came together and it just clicked.
It just happened so naturally. It was not forced 1 ounce. It was not forced. It was just a natural progression. Our relationship just blossomed without us even having to try, which I think is a rarity. In my opinion, I think it's a rarity. In most relationships, when you're dating, you have to put your best foot forward and you have to put in that effort. But for us, it was just natural, and I could be my 100% natural self with him from day 1. Everything. And I don't think you can find that these days. So anyway, he left. We talked on the phone again as usual, pretty much every other day.
Phone bill was incredible.
Both my whole family knew about him. Most of them had met him, so they knew this was my man. Like, this was my baby. So it came to one day where Marlon calls me on the phone and he's real nervous. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? So he had a question for me. And this is going to sound weird because most people don't do it this way. Most people...
But I like to think outside the box.
Most people are like face to face when they do this thing. Maybe their family and friends are there. They set it all up. But that was the phone call where he asked me to be his wife. Yay! He asked me to marry him, and it was over the phone, but it was still the most beautiful moment of my entire life. Beautiful. What made it even more beautiful was that his mom was like 100% on board. Like, you love this girl. How long are you guys gonna do this? You need to ask her to marry you. Like, his mom was like 100%, behind us, which was awesome. So yeah, he asked me to marry him.
She said yes?
I said yes, of course. So the next thing I had to do was, tell my mom. So I figured, let me just do this in one sitting. So we're at my sister's house. I have my mom and my sister in the kitchen. I told them to sit down, got chairs, and I pretty much just told them, hey, Marlon, right? My man. They're like, oh, yeah, Marlon. That guy. Well, he asked me to marry him, and I said yes, and I'm moving to America.
Boom.
What?
Just like that.
Can you imagine? And at this time, I didn't even give you a time span. It was like, I was pretty much about to be 19, right?
Yeah, you were about to.
I was about to be 19, so all of this happened within like a year.
Less than a year.
Less than a year. So, just to wrap it up, to make a long story short, everybody was on board. The only person I had a hard time with was my brother, my older brother. He was like, you're not going. What if he's an axe murderer? You don't know him. You don't know his family. So, yeah, I had to sort out that situation. But everybody else was on board. And, the time came for me to leave England. And, I left everyone. I left everyone. My mom, my dad, my sisters, my brothers. My whole family is in England. I'm the only one here. But you know what? This is my family too. This is my one and only, my forever, my everything. So the decision wasn't that hard. It was not that hard. And I'm here. I've been here now for like 16 years. Yeah. We've been married for 16 years. And, everything is great. I don't regret, obviously I don't regret this decision. It's the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. And, our life is really good, and I'm really happy. And I just wanted to introduce you to him, because I talk about him all the time. So, yeah, this was our story time.
Hi.
So there may be more story times to come. I don't know. When I think of one, I might decide to record it. I hope you guys like this video. It's something different from me again. If you did, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Please look around my channel. Subscribe if you like what you see. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. I love you guys so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.